good dawn, noon, or dusk to all my fellow adventurers, creators, duelists, and gamers. Welcome back to the channel. Gather around for Storytime Episode 3. In today's story, we will be going over my time at the con. The con was yesterday. I finally went. I'm gonna keep this as a memento. I realized that this is something that I've always wanted to do. And so I'm gonna keep this as a memento and just collect all my little con bracelets or receipts or anything like that to show, all the cons I've gone to. It's always been a part of my bucket list to go to an anime con, a comic con, or a gaming con. I grew up poor, always struggling and whatnot, so we never used to go out and do stuff as a family or just in general. And so as an adult, going out and doing things is something that I kind of getting used to, because I just got used to not doing stuff, not going out. I'm like a homebody. I like to stay home for real. But when I got with my wife, her family, they used to go out and do stuff all the time. So our worlds collided, and of course, sitting home is cool, but it's always great to go out and have experiences too. So she's gladly helped me ease into that, and I appreciate that. And so we try to go to as many events or things as we can as possible when we have the funds to do so. And so it was funny that I had just saw it. One of my friends on Facebook was interested in it. I saw it, looked at it, I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to go to. My wife looks it up and she's like, all right, we're gonna go to it then. Just buys 2 tickets immediately. Luckily, our kids were free, so it wasn't that cheap. The tickets were $25. It was $50 for both of us to go. And so that was 3 weeks before the event was even started, and so we, continue living our lives, and I just have excitement. I have this childlike excitement that I haven't had since I was a child, and literally every day I would just wake up and just kept thinking oh man, I can't wait to go to this con. I can't wait to go to this con. So the day arrives, and of course on Friday, the day before, we're trying to build up some money so we can have some money to spend there. So my wife goes Ubering at night to go Uber people. After Ubering a couple people at 3 o'clock in the morning, she calls me because the tire pops. And so we have a complete flat tire now. So we have nobody, we don't have AAA or anything. So she ends up calling roadside assistance from the police department in the city that she was in. And so an officer came by to help her and this and that, and he was asking her if there was anybody to help her come by and blah blah blah. And of course it's just us. But thankfully the officer was nice enough to give my wife a ride back to the house to then pick me up and drop me off to the car so I could go change the tire. But I didn't want to change the tire on the highway. If you guys don't know, it is significantly more dangerous to change a tire on a car. Just look up how many officers have been hit on the side of the highway in pulling over a person. If an officer with flashing lights and everything would get hit by a car, why do you think someone's gonna stop for you knelt down that they can't see? It makes zero sense. So I'd rather change the tire in my driveway, in my backyard. And so I stubbornly drove the car back home on the flat tire. Thankfully, the car was only 8 minutes away from home. and the officer was kind enough to follow me. He didn't, because he told me he would stay behind me and leave his lights on and whatnot while I changed the tire, but I just didn't want to change the tire. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. It's Friday. If you guys don't know, if in your city, at least in Cleveland, at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Friday, people are driving. Like, people are still driving, and they're driving crazy because everybody's drunk, coming home from bars, trying to get home. So the traffic is kind of crazy at night on a Friday, or I should say early morning on a Friday or Saturday. And so he politely followed me home, which was very, very kind of him, and I really thank him for that. I wasn't able to get the officer's name, but I really do thank him for that. He didn't have to do that. But he followed me home most of the way until I got to like close enough to the exit to get off, to get home. And man, the tire was chewed to shit. But I parked it in the garage, took the tire off, put the spare on, and so I wasn't even gonna stress about that because the following day is the con, and I'm not trying to have a bad day. So we put the donut on. I go to sleep. I wake up. We get ready, and we head out to the con. Get the babies packed up. Wifers are all packed up and ready to go, and everything is set. And we head our way to the con. We get there when it opens at like 11. As soon as I get there, we walk in. We get our wristbands. We walk in, and as soon as I get there, I'm like, all right, I see some cool shit already. I want to record. Like, I want to make some TikToks. Mind you, hold on. Even before that, mind you, the whole point of me with going to this con was A, because it's a bucket list thing to do, but B, because I wanted to get my shirt printed with my business logo on it and literally wear it so I could just at least try to do some type of networking with my business, right? Low-key be like a vendor there without being a vendor there. And so we got these shirts printed out. If you guys didn't know, I had made a TikTok of it. If you guys don't know, my TikTok, it's Eusebius Prime 2596. That's EUSAVIOUS PRIME 2596. I detailed my entire adventure at the con there. But in one of my videos, you guys can see that we sit down. I'm sitting down in a corner waiting for my wife and kids to be done using the restroom, and I'm explaining about how I forgot my phone the whole time. So we left, and I had my phone charging because it was at 40%. I needed to be charged when we got there, and so I forgot my phone. So I'm like immediately down in the dumps. Like, I'm like, man, this whole thing was like pointless. Like, the whole point of me coming here was to get TikTok videos and share that on my profile so I could have something to post and stuff and start regularly posting things to my TikTok and just get into that habit. And so I was just down in the dumps. My wife, awesomely, she was like, I'll just if you sit with the kids for a little bit, and I'll double back, go grab the phone, and then come back, because we were going to be there all day. It was from 11 to 6, and so that's what we were there for. And so she chose to drive back to the house and grab the phone. I walked around. She gave me her phone, and so I started recording like videos. I couldn't get in my TikTok on her phone, and so I just started recording videos, and so I was just going to send them to myself later on. I record videos, take some pictures. I took a bunch of pictures with some awesome costumes. Like, people had so many awesome costumes. It was great. Took a bunch of pictures, recorded a bunch of videos. My main goal of the whole day was to get someone to notice the shirt. And awesomely, like, you guys have no idea how much this really made my day. This was a goal that I had in mind to achieve. Like, this was like the main quest for the gaming con was to wear the shirt and get somebody to notice it, right? So I was walking down the aisle, and this dude, he walked past me. He was like, "Oh man, that's like cool shirt," and I'm like, "Oh my God, yes, finally!" And I was so excited in the moment that I literally was just like humbled out. I was like, "Thank you, like thanks so much," and just let him keep walking. And I was like, "Yeah," like my brain was like, "What are you doing? Like, stop him!" And I'm like, "Yo, check me out on YouTube." And so he stopped, he turns back, and he whips out his phone and starts looking me up on YouTube, and he was like, "Well," he was like, "All right, no doubt." I tell him, Phoenix Forge, this is my business logo, like for my business. So I start telling him what Phoenix Forge RPG is. I start telling him about Adventure and Quest. I start telling him about Chroma, the trading card game. And so he's like, he looks up the YouTube channel, and he's like, "Well, you just got yourself another subscriber." So it's different. It really hits different. It really hits different. Like getting subscribers on the channel, of course, is a main goal as a YouTuber or as any social media influencer. Your main goal is to get more subscribers, more followers, right? And so when I get another subscriber on the channel, it's amazing. It's an amazing feel. But when it was just different, when you physically talk to somebody and have that person interested in what you're talking about, and they genuinely are wanting to follow your channel and look at your channel and follow along with what you're doing, like that's it. I'm telling you, it fuels the fire inside of me so crazy. Like the fire inside of me has grown like by like 10 times. And shouts out to Koro. If you're watching this video, shouts out to you, bro. You have no idea how much just you saying cool shirt was. You changed my life doing that. And it's one of those moments, like in my last storytime video, where I'm talking about persevering and like staying dedicated and persevering. Is because moments like that. It's moments like that where I had set out to do all of these challenges and all these goals, and I completed it. I did it. Even if it was just one person, that's all I wanted. Just one person to notice my shirt and say, "Hey, cool shirt." And I know that seems like childlike, but to me, this is the beginning of Phoenix Forge RPG. This is the beginning of my success. Having Koro, just excited to look at my stuff and look and be interested in what I'm doing was just a euphoric feeling, honestly. And then come to find out that what he does is some stuff that I want to do with my life too. So Koro is interested in. I believe he said that he was a radio voice, or wanting to become a radio voice. I think he was currently working on that. And then what he said he wanted to do was become a voice actor. And I do voices all the time as a DM or as a GM as well. You tend to start doing voices and whatnot. And voices was something I just used to do as a child a lot. I used to do a lot of impersonations and just throw my voice a lot. Just a little fun fact. I remember one time we were spending the weekend at my brother's girlfriend's crib for New Year's, and I remember my mom and their parents and all of them went out and this and that. And I remember my little brother and sister were being bad, and I remember my older brother and I, we were like, my older brother was like, y'all keep being bad, I'm gonna call mom. And so I remember he tried to call my mom, but she didn't pick up, and so he called my mom. He fake called my mom's number, and so what happened? He didn't show him on the phone who he called, but he called, and I remember I had his girlfriend's phone, and I went into the closet in the front of the house, and so he went on the phone, and he put it on speaker, and I did my best impression of my mom, and I'm talking I was 13 when this happened. I'm talking I'm cussing at my little siblings and yelling at them, talking about I'm gonna beat their ass. They keep on acting up, and I'm like talking straight, perfect verbiage, perfect wording, the tone, the attitude. It was all there, and I literally made my siblings cry. I made my little brother and sister cry because they thought I was my mom yelling at them on the phone. And so I used to do impersonations like really, really good. And I always have. Like, I'm just a goofy person. I'm an animated person. So voice acting is something that I want to do as well. I plan on making like an anime for my my tabletop Adventuring Quest. We'll have an anime to it, and I wanted to do the voice acting in it as well. If I couldn't do the voice acting and I didn't like how I would sound, I told myself I would have what is his name? Kerry Payton, I believe his name is. I would have him do my voice because I love that. I love that dude's voice. And I wanted Kevin Michael Richardson to be in it as well. Phil Lamar, like so many great voice actors to want to work with that I look forward to working with. And so seeing someone who's aspiring to be another voice actor, I would love to do work with him, and he was excited to do that, talking about different, getting in the booth and doing different little projects, and I told him I was totally down with that. And even in meeting Koro, after leaving, once it ended, I was about to leave, and I saw him standing with two other folks, and I noticed one of the persons that he was standing with was somebody I used to play tabletop with back in the day when I first started playing tabletop. And so I went back over there, and I just, said what's up to my old friend and rekindled that relationship, and then turns out he knew Koro, and then it's just, like, it's a small world. So always try to talk to and network with people. You never know who they know. You never know who they know. It's all about who you know, so connect with people. And so I talked with my old friend, I talked with Koro, and then I met a new person who, the third person that was standing there, his name is Marcelo. He does recordings and podcasts and stuff like that, and so he was also super interested in my card game and in my tabletop role-playing game and stuff. And so they also want to do, like, once I finish typing out my my master's guide and the player handbook, we were gonna do a collab and do a podcast episode about the tabletop RPG, about Adventuring Quest. And that's also awesome because I have the friend who originally posted the Classic Gaming Con in Facebook, who liked it and was interested, and that was the whole reason as to why I even saw it. He has a podcast as well. It's called Weebs in the Hood. If you guys want to go check out like a fun podcast, I definitely think you guys should look up Weebs in the Hood. Super dope. Also have plans to do a podcast with them. So as you guys see, it's coming into fruition more and more and more as I work on this and stay dedicated and persevere through my journey. And that's why I'm so excited to continue, and that's why I'm also so prominent on just spreading that message of just continuing to stay dedicated and persevere through what you do. Because it'll work out, and it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. Trust me. So, while at the con, of course I was able to take a bunch of pictures, like I said, but I was able to play some split screen Halo, like Halo 1 on a fatback TV on an Xbox controller. I literally damn near wanted to cry, just like, it really took me back, and like it was so fun because it was for like 2 seconds I literally didn't know how to play, and then it just came all right back. It just came all right back, and I was just jump right back into playing Halo on the split screen like I'd never left. And man, it was, that sensation was literally timeless. Like the nostalgia there is timeless. Just seeing all the old Game Boy games and seeing the 64, the Segas, the Ataris, like it really took me back. I didn't get to do everything that I wanted, but I really did get to do like all the major stuff that I wanted. Like, so there was a trivia stage. I didn't get to do the trivia stage. I love trivia. I freaking love trivia. Didn't get to do that though. There was also this thing called Artemis. It was like this little stand called Artemis, and I love sci-fi. I love sci-fi. If you guys don't know, after I'm done making all of my fantasy TTRPGs, I will be making a sci-fi TTRPG, as well as sci-fi video games as well. But there was this thing called Artemis that was like, you know, it was basically like if you ever watched Star Trek or The Orville, for like newer people who watch stuff like that. So you had the captain's seat, you had the helm, you had the science center or like information center, then you had comms, and you had your fighter positions. And so everybody, there could have been like a group of people, you guys to, you know, jump in and control it. But it was kind of filled all the time, so we never got around to doing it. But it was definitely something me and my wife wanted to do. Let's see. We found a bunch of stuff. I got a bunch of nice little cards. I was going to shout out all of the little booths I went to. So the first one here is Connected Clues. You can scan that QR code to check this out. So Connected Clues was a fun little game that we played. Basically, what you had to do in the game, somebody drew a card, and so it would have one word on top, or like two words on top, like a little sentence or something, and you would give a hint without saying that word, that key word, and you'd give a hint about it. Then under that, you would have a second hint, like a second word or sentence, and you give a hint about that. And so then the players have to guess the words that you're trying to tell them, and then put them together. So one of the examples that we had was, so he told us it was a military movie, right? And then he told us it was a military movie, and then he told us it was about saving an act, or I'm not saving. He told us it was a military movie, and that there was a famous actor in there, like known for playing Deadpool, right? And so the answer was Saving Private Ryan, but the second, since the first keyword was Saving Private Ryan, the movie, and the second keyword was Ryan Reynolds. So the answer is Saving Private Ryan Reynolds. So you just had to connect the two hints that you get, which is why it's called Connected Clues. It was really fun. Me and my wife had a blast playing it, and they also have a drinking version of it, or uncensored version. So it's like dirtier jokes and stuff. One of the ones we did for that one, it ended up being Porn Star Wars. So it was like adult movies and a famous sci-fi series. So it was like Porn Star Wars. So that was always fun. Shouts out to Connected Clues. My wife also found this right here. We have art. These were they had posters and stickers by Marmewa, or Marmewa, however you pronounce that. And you guys can go ahead and follow them along on social medias. And shouts out to them as well. We had ran into somebody who was promoting this Husky crypto coin quality. This was for exclusively for the Cardano ecosystem. Cardano is a cryptocurrency program where you make the NFTs, and they have like a list of games that you can play on their system, and you can add your NFTs to those games. So shouts out to that Husky coin. And while I was talking to them at that booth at Cardano, I also met an artist, a project manager and consultant. His name is Drew Ryan. So if you guys like that art, here's his artwork. Some artwork. You guys could definitely contact him. This is his contact information. And shouts out to Drew Ryan. Also, drop something. Alright. So, also, I had got, I stopped at the Sandbox VR booth. And Sandbox VR is something I had looked at a while back. Me and my brother and one of our friends wanted to also do some full body VR, and so that's what this is. Sandbox is full body VR. They have like haptic feedback things, so when you get hit in the game, you feel it. They put you in this big room, and they have like a sci-fi game. They've got an Ultimate Fighter game. They've got a fantasy game, so like D&D type stuff. They had a zombie apocalypse game. I think they got a couple more, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So I went to that booth. They were able to book me something. I ended up booking an event for my birthday in October, and so I'm gonna go to the Sandbox VR and do full VR because I've never done any type of VR. I've literally never put on a VR headset. So I definitely wanna do VR, and so come October, I'll be go ahead and jumping into Sandbox VR. You guys can scan that QR code to check them out as well. So shouts out to Sandbox VR. While I was making TikToks and whatnot, I made a TikTok about getting this shirt. When I went and picked up my shirts, I made a TikTok, and somebody had commented on there that they would be there, and they would have a booth. And so I had saw Nerd Resin was their name on TikTok, and so I checked them out, and I looked at her stuff, and turns out Nerd Resin is super awesome. She makes dice. If you guys don't know, I collect lots and lots and lots of dice. I love dice, as you do when playing tabletop. You get addicted to buying dice. So she makes dice by hand. If you guys follow along on her TikTok, I was watching a couple of her TikToks. They're really awesome. You guys should definitely follow along. She makes them by hand, and she shows how she makes them with the epoxy resin and whatnot. So shouts out to Nerd Resin. And right here we also have Marcelo Hernandez, which is a little contact card for him. See if we can get that to read. Let's see, are you gonna focus for me? Alright, so it's not gonna focus, but I'll read it off for you guys. So Marcelo was the gentleman I was talking about that I told you that was interested in doing the podcast with him. He's a director, videographer, and photographer. You guys can reach him at 914-565-2332. And his email is mhernandez@gmail.com, and you guys can find him on Instagram at MarceloXMars. That is MarceloXMarz. Shouts out to Marcelo. Right here, we ended up checking out PDS Games at their booth. You can scan that card. I love how you instantly just went to focusing in on that. So we went to their booth. They have a game called Elijah and the Out of This World Adventure. Last year, my brother ended up sending me a video about this game, and it was funny because it's about a character named Elijah, and he's like basically trying to survive the apocalypse. The character's name is Elijah, and he's from Cleveland, Ohio. If you guys don't know, my name is Elijah, and I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. So it was really funny to see that game. And so the dude who made it was there, and so we checked out his game. It was really fun. I made a TikTok of my brother playing it, but he had just finished playing it when I made it. I really recommend that you guys check this game out. If you like indie games, really look at this game. It's really awesome. It's simple as hell, and it's super fun. Also, while we were out there, I had met up with the creators of the Can We Be Heroes Superhero TTRPG. So if you guys don't know, this is a tabletop role-playing game that allows you to make your own superhero, come with your own primary and secondary powers and whatnot. And their tabletop role-playing game, I believe it uses a D20 system. I saw them using a D20. I'm not completely sure on it. But their system uses fast-paced combat, public perception system. So like, you know, as a hero you want to have good public perception, or maybe bad if you want to be a villain, who knows. And they have unique hero building and more. And so while I was watching them play it, it definitely looked fun. The combat did look quick. It runs off an action point system, so you have a certain number of points you can do, and like certain actions that you do cost a certain amount of points to do those, and so that's how you work out your economy. But as you guys see, if you want to scan the QR code there, you can get a free playtest copy, and they also will be having a crowdfunding campaign starting at the launching at the start of 2024. And so you guys can follow along for updates and giveaways. And shouts out to We Can Be Heroes Superhero TTRPG. And this one was really awesome. This was another little booth that we found. So this is called Let's Play Game Mobile Gaming. This is only available in Cleveland that I know of. I'm not sure if they have anything out of state, but Let's Play Mobile Gaming is a mobile gaming company that allows you to. They do like catering for parties, but not food catering. I'm forgetting the word for it, but they do events. And so they come with this trailer on this truck, and the trailer comes with 8 4K HD TVs, 2 racing simulators in there. You got a PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, and a Nintendo Switch in there. It is climate controlled, so it's got like AC and stuff in there. They've got the hottest games in the industry, so while they were there, they were playing MK1. Like, people were playing MK1 in there. So, like, it's got the newest games out. And they do allow people to play up to 26 players at once. So it brings its own internet. And so you guys are on its own, like, little server or whatever. So you can have up to 26 players in there. They do birthdays, church events, festivals, tournaments, family reunions, fundraisers, school functions, and corporate events. But yeah, shouts out to Let's Play Game Mobile Gaming. You guys can scan that QR code to check them out as well as call the number down there on the bottom left to see what's up. And last but not least, while we were at the Jenga tournament, I lost the Jenga tournament, unfortunately. So we had realized that the Jenga tournament and all the tabletop board game events going on at that moment were being provided by Omni, the board game parlor. And so, as you guys see, they are located in Euclid, Ohio. They teach you how to play board games. They have Dungeons & Dragons sessions, board game rentals, Pathfinder Society. They've got chess club building classes, team building sessions, and party services. And as you see, their hours of operation. They've got the contact information down here if you got any questions. and they were extremely nice. The workers there were pretty cool. They were really helpful explaining what was going on, what they do, and what services they provide. And as well as the owner was there, he was really cool to help us set up the game, and he was he was running a game for this couple I saw, and that was really cool. Um, but yeah, shouts out to Omni Gaming. I really had a blast at the con. For my first con, of course, it'd be a 10 out of 10. I mean, I guess at the second one, I'll be able to gauge and come back and tell you like if it was truly 10 out of 10. Because I mean, for my first experience, I had a blast. It was awesome. Um, Again, I got to do everything that I truly wanted to do. I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do, but I got everything that I truly wanted to do. All the important stuff was done, and that's awesome. I can't wait for next year. Definitely going to it. Um, the next con is a Comic Con that's over in Columbus, and that's in October. I think it's like October 1st or something like that. I don't know if I'm going to be going to that one. I want to try. I want to. We are going to see if it's possible. But you guys can catch me at whatever cons here in Cleveland or Columbus or any area. If it's up and I got time and got funds for it, I'm there. So I definitely love the fact that we decided to make this decision. It's a check on the bucket list of life. If you ever want to go to a con and you've never been to a con, do it. Just do it. Save up $25. It was just $25. The ticket was $25 for one day. Yeah, you don't need to go the whole weekend. You know, just go once. Just go once. Check it out. Have fun. Take pictures. Record videos. Talk to people. Literally everyone there was down to talk to anyone there. It was so fun. So fun. The environment, the experience, it was all a 10 out of 10, and I highly recommend it. Shouts out to Cleveland Classic Gaming Con. I had a blast. And next time you guys see me there, I will definitely be there as a vendor. So watch out for the Phoenix Forge RPG. I'll catch you guys next time in the next story time. Joy, love, and peace.